we are just a sleep away from that big India versus Pakistan clash. It's going to happen right here where we're standing. This is Dubai, and with me, a man who needs no introduction in Harbhajan Singh. He's played many India-Pakistan encounters in the past and has had the privilege of taking India home to victory. Who better than Harbhajan to tell us what is it about India-Pakistan encounters that make them very special? We've also got sound bites from the Indian players, the Pakistani players on the eve of the game. That is going to be coming up in the broadcast a little later. But before we look at our various in-depth stories, Harbhajan, I started off by saying, this encounter is special and it's a high-pressure game and so on and so forth. Do you still believe that India-Pakistan have that edge like it used to when you were playing?
Well, the competition-wise, it's not there anymore. I believe that India is way ahead in this game. Yes, and the hype-wise, of course, the media have created a great hype as ever. They're good to do that. So we are also part of it.
Yes, exactly what I was going to say.
So in terms of cricketing skills-wise, those days are gone. Where Pakistan team was a very, very good team, and they had not a very good record in the World Cup, but yes, in Champions Trophies, they have got a good record against India. But now, if you see these two teams, India is way, way ahead in this game because you see their batting is perfect. Bowling-wise, they have spin, fast bowling. Everything is covered. Whereas Pakistanis, they have lost their first game at their home. And now they are here in different conditions, which they'll have to adapt from there to here. It'll be a drastic change. They are not scoring runs in Pakistan. Those are batting conditions. Here it'll be even more tougher for them.
Everyone is saying that India is the clear favorite. So what should we assume? This is done and dusted, or do you think there is an outside chance that Pakistan can upset this India?
Well, the only way Pakistan can upset India is obviously, if India is 3 down in first 3-4 overs. That is the only way I see they can have some edge on the game. But I still feel that India have a lot of depth in their batting lineup. They can still recover from that phase and put up a good score on the board. But it'll be a big challenge for Pakistan to beat India. But it's a funny game. Anything can happen. I don't want to be taking things for granted. If I was a player, that we have a better side. As a player, I would think that this is an important game. There will be pressure because the stadium will be packed. Expectations are very high, and India have got more on stake rather than Pakistan. See, they that now they have started out with this. They have got nothing to lose, but India have got everything to save. So whereas pressure will be there on both the team, but I think India will be playing their A game and will manage to get a win.
That's interesting. You say that India have more to lose because there is also this common thought at the moment that Pakistan probably it's a do or die game for them, so they have more to lose, and India won the game. But you see it differently?
Well, if Pakistan they don't win, they are out of this competition, right?
Yeah.
More likely they'll be out. So yes, they have in that term, they have a lot on stake. But in terms of how India take their defeat against Pakistan, that's a different ball game. I'm talking about. Everyone gets angry back home. But yeah, it's going to be a great game. Pressure will be there, and I think India is fully ready for this competition, and the stadium will be equally divided. With the fans as well, maybe 70% India.
Yeah, 70, 30, 60, 40. Yeah,
30% Pakistani crowd, but it'll be a great game for the spectator. But how I see this game, India have this edge. India have the edge in this game, and I'm sure if they bat first or ball first, it will not make a difference. I would ideally want India to bat first if they get a chance and get some runs on the board like 280, 300. That'll be a difficult kind of a target for Pakistanis to chase.
We looked at the factors that make India the favorite. You also listed some of those. But if I was to look at from Pakistan's point of view, do you think Dubai probably and the pitch that we get in Dubai is the best chance for Pakistan to upset India? Because many believe if you were playing on a good batting track like you get in Pakistan, then India were clear-cut favorites. But now that it's a tricky pitch, it gives Pakistan an outside chance.
See, Pakistan can, the only way I see Pakistan doing well is taking 3-4 early wickets, and also somebody need to play a brilliant inning. At the moment, none of their batting lineup from their batting lineup is looking, a solid player, because Rizwan got runs recently. One of the other guy got runs recently. Salman Aga got runs, but conditions will be different here. And Pakistanis, they don't really have spin in their bowling unit. So I feel India have the edge, but I do believe that they will not take those 3 wickets up front, and they will not score big runs. Rizwan will not fire. Babar, I am not too worried about. Babar, the kind of inning he played, even if he bat for like 20-30 overs, we know that he's going to get 60, maybe 60 or 70. He's not going to play a run-a ball kind of inning. He's going to be it's going to be a slow, sluggish kind of inning. Fakhar Zaman was a big threat. He's out of the competition. So the only way I see is, as I mentioned, that India not to lose 3-4 wickets up front, just to give them some sort of edge, or that smell of success.
Okay, interesting that you mentioned Pakistan haven't got much of a spin attack. They've only come with 1 spinner in Abrar. India have 4 spinners. One team has made a blunder. Which is that team?
By looking at the condition, I think certainly Pakistan have made that blunder. These conditions, since I was here, Nikhil, last whole month I have done some broadcasting work here. I've seen good spinners like Hasranga, Rashid. They have picked wicket in every game here. That too in T20 format. In 50-over format, obviously these guys will have more overs, and they will be more successful. They will be spin. They will be a pitch which will obviously play slower and slower as the game will progress. So good spinner will always be in the game. I am not saying that India should play with 4 spinner, because Pakistan can play spin bowling. But I would like to see, if at all, one change. I don't think that's going to happen. I would like to see Varun Chakravarti playing this game instead of either you leave Akshar or Jadeja out. I know it's a big call, big task, but that's not going to happen. But as a player, as someone who's a well-wisher of Indian cricket, I would want to see that Varun Chakravarti's form getting back into the fold and taking those wickets.
Oh, that's interesting that you mentioned play Varun Chakravarti. We had Mr. Gavaskar join us yesterday for the analysis of India-Pakistan. He had a left field, very out of the box suggestion.
He said play 4.
He said play 4 spinners, get Harshit Rana out. Hardik and Shami, or 2 fast bowlers, play 4 spinners. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. This pitch is obviously, it's a slower pitch, but it's not spinning like those turners we see back home in India, in some of the test match. 4 spinners will be a bit too much. Obviously, if we were playing this game against Australia or maybe some other team, they don't play.
England. They were struggling.
So maybe 4 spinners against those teams would work, but not against Pakistan. So stick to 3, and 3 out of 3, 2 of them, they're all-rounders. So but they're still,
But you have gone with 1 all-rounder. You want both Kuldeep and Varun.
Yes, I would want to see Varun and Kuldeep and Akshar or Jadeja, whoever you want to pick.
What do you make of the batting approach, what it should be? Because versus Bangladesh, you won that game, but there was a bit of a hiccup. Rohit started off well, but once he got out, you had a bit of a collapse. Can India learn a thing or two from that Bangladesh game for the Pakistan game?
I think the learning would be, as we have seen this game, first 10 to 15 overs are the best over to score runs quickly. So Rohit and Shubman, they both have done a great job by setting the platform right, scoring quickly in first 10 to 15 overs. As the ball gets softer, as the ball gets a little older, it's obviously going to be not as easy as it was in the first 10 or 15 overs when the circle was still on. So once the circle will spread, the ball will get a little old. It'll be hard for batsmen to score runs in boundary. You have to play a lot of singles and double, and that is the only learning I think India will take forward from there. Good thing is Shubman got runs, 100. He's got big 100.
Yes.
Someone who batted for longer period of time, and then KL looked really good. In the end. Apart from these two, I think Rohit played a very crucial part. So the important is to make it count, a new ball, whether with the bat, whether with the ball. I think India won that game because they were very good in both the departments. You know, they bowled well with the new ball and they batted well against the new ball.
Final question before we let you go, Harbhajan. One thing that we know with Pakistan teams, you push them to a wall and that's when they come out with their best performance. Is this Pakistan team also capable of doing that? Should we be worried about their mercurial nature?
Well, India should not be worried about, how Pakistan are going to approach this game. India should approach this game as, how they want to approach this game. Take it like in another game and do those small things right. If they're able to do those small things right by putting small partnership when they're batting, and of course when they're bowling, taking those wickets important time at important time, I think India will be good. So India should not worried about what Pakistan will bring on the table. They will see this condition, assess the condition, and they'll go accordingly. I think India is overall a better team, and I hope India remain the unbeaten team in this competition.
One thing I forgot to tell you, we went for the India practice session, and the team was supposed to practice at 2 p.m. local time, and one man reached at 1 p.m. and he was Virat Kohli.
Yeah,
he came an hour before.
I told you before.
And he spent 1 hour and then he continued the full practice session.
Okay, I'm going to make a big statement here. And prediction here. How about Virat Kohli getting 100 tomorrow?
Wow, versus Pakistan. Yeah.
So no matter how his last 4 months are gone, people will obviously remember if he go on to get 100 tomorrow. So come on, Chiku. The whole nation is behind you. I am hoping that you get 100, and I'm going to do a bhangra with Nikhil after the game.
Now, of course, for Virat Kohli's 100, but also for Harbhajan's bhangra. We just hope, fingers crossed, Virat Kohli gets that 100. He was hard at practice today, spent an extra hour practicing, tells you how important it is.
Good to see. That means he cares, he understands that, his role. People are looking forward to see Virat Kohli bat and score runs, and the team needs him more than anybody else. And of course, Virat Kohli, when he comes good, when the competition becomes harder, players like him always come in the party, and this is the right time for him to hit the form, and good to see him back in the nets early and practicing harder than the others. Who practice harder than the others, they tend to get the right results as well. So good luck.